Cyber, as we mentioned, has been a rip. Kev, intraday highs for the Bug ETF. You could go down the list of a number of names. I told you about CrowdStrike, but many of the others have participated as well, including Palo Alto, which has earnings after the bell. The stock is up 18% in a month, and you just bought it.
Yeah, with the growth strategy, we have the ability to get into some of these names, and you could almost take your pick. Josh is going to get into them later, but this is a space because of what's happening with AI and the open source model. You're going to need more and more cybersecurity. This is a company that's been crushing it year over year, quarter over quarter. The recurring revenues we're going to look for tonight in the call, but we expect them to beat top line, bottom line, and we can talk about it tomorrow, but we really like this space. We just bought it at 190. 180. I mean, it just keeps going up.
Yeah. But speaking of cyber, you do have what is the biggest IPO since ARM. It's up at the NASDAQ. It's SailPoint. So we'll keep our eyes on that as well. It's Thoma Bravo-backed cybersecurity firm. Was taken private. Now it's going back public once again. Founded back in 2005. So we'll keep watching that. But this cyber trade has been unbelievable, especially Crowd, which is yours.
Yeah, I think we're still in the moment where the rising tide lifts all ships, and you can make money with pretty much any of these stocks. With one or two glaring exceptions, they've all been winners. I think there is no AI without securing the data, the network connections, the software, et cetera. So this is part of that, but it's also part of something that's more secular, which is just more and more activity around the world, moving digitally, and all of the inherent risks that come along with that. So I think look, I've been saying for 4 years on CrowdStrike, this is a secular trend. Nothing's going to stop the amount of spending here. There are literally no board meetings where somebody proposes cutting the cybersecurity budget. You can cut marketing, you can cut human resources, you can cut snacks and the supply closet, but this is I think, permanent bull market. So then the question becomes, well, for how much longer does the rising tide lift all boats? When does this cyber thing start to consolidate around a couple of winners, which ultimately is what always happens? I don't know, but I think that CrowdStrike will be a top 3 player almost regardless, and so that's where I want to stay. It doesn't mean I don't like the other names. It just means I'm focused on the opportunity between now and 2030, and I want to be in the blue chip.
Liz, I mean, is this what you're looking at when you're singling out something like software? Like
Absolutely.
This cohort within that group?
My software play is really a 3-pronged thing, but one of them is cyber. And not to toot my own horn, but on 12/19, I was here, used cyber as my final trade. I did that because when you look at just the tech space, first of all, I think investors continue to have appetite for tech. That's not going anywhere, but we're coming off 2 years of really strong semiconductor performance. You have to find other opportunities. And cybersecurity, to Josh's point, it's just a long-term play. The demand for it isn't going anywhere, and it had been trailing some of the other parts of the index and other parts of the sector. So when you look at how cyber's done even since that day, it's outperformed the tech sector by 950 basis points. It's outperformed semiconductors by 700 basis points. It's been a great place to be. Of course, when it's gone that strong, you probably give a little back in the near term, but I still think over the long term, you hold it and even add on opportunities.
I mean, Fortinet 16% in a month, Crowd's almost 30, Zscaler is up substantially. Palo Alto's been a nice winner too.
Yeah, the reliance on data, second what Josh said, creates this demand for cyber. You can't ignore it. Now, CrowdStrike, we added that last summer in the midst, albeit a little early when it was going down. We haven't cut it since. I really like this name. The consolidation on a technical basis that it had from November to January, it's broken out post DeepSeek, is some resistance at 450. But I honestly believe as earnings grow, this is a $600 stock, CrowdStrike.